Hello, everyone, and thank you guys for joining us today. My name is Jordan Bullock. I'm a technical specialist and implementation consultant here at Topcon Solutions. Today, we're going to be talking about BIM Collaborate Pro for Civil 3D. BIM Collaborate Pro, as some of you may know, is a module inside the Autodesk Construction Cloud. As we get started today, we're going to be taking a look at an introduction of the Autodesk Construction Cloud, kind of giving a high-level overview of some of the benefits of the ACC and what it brings to the table for Civil 3D in the Autodesk environment. We're going to take a look at benefits of the ACC for civil users, take a look at some of the starting project processes and best practices for getting into the ACC. And then we're going to be talking about managing your data shortcuts and XREFs in the ACC and some of the actual Civil 3D workflows and what changes whenever you get into the BIM Collaborate Pro license. Finally, we're going to take a look at a live demonstration of all of this, and we're going to take a moment at the end to review, answer any questions you have in chat. So if you have questions, there's a little questions node in your GoToWebinar. So if you have any questions, please throw those in as we go through today's presentation, and we promise we'll try to get to as many of those as we can as we navigate through today. So just a little bit about us. My name is Jordan Bullock. I am a technical specialist and implementation consultant. I'm traditionally on the Revit side, so I do teach Revit, AutoCAD, in the Autodesk Construction Cloud projects. I'm also an Autodesk and Bluebeam certified instructor, so I do teach Bluebeam as well. With me today is Michael Albrycht. Mike, if you want to do a little introduction.
Yeah, thank you, Jordan. My name is Michael Albrycht. I'm a civil survey technical specialist for Topcon, and I'm responsible for AutoCAD Civil 3D training and support.
Thank you, sir. A little bit of a big picture of who Topcon is if you're not familiar with us. Topcon is the retail division of Topcon Positioning Systems, and we're under the overall umbrella of Topcon. We are an Autodesk and Bluebeam Platinum partner and service provider, and we've been Construction Cloud Solutions Partner of the Year. We have industry-leading training and support across the country, and we have really cool sister companies that actually partner with us, like Aptix, ClearEdge 3D, and DirtLogic, bringing you solutions into the industry. Aptix is a really cool data analytics software that allows companies to take their data inside of the ACC and actually analyze it from a high-level overview and build custom dashboards to help business initiatives. DirtLogic is this actually pertains a lot to Civil 3D. They're an awesome machine control dirt modeling platform where they'll help you with your job models, anything you guys need for machine control. They'll actually do schematics and everything for your job and for your project site. ClearEdge 3D, if you're not familiar with them, they have a couple of products over there, the Edgewise software and the Verity software. They just released Verity 2.0, which actually has a Revit add-in. But what they do is they take your scan data and they actually have tools that help you analyze and verify your actual modeled elements against the scan data that you've captured on site. So really cool sister companies we have, and really the whole Topcon wheel is on the right. It's really hard to boil us down into just one thing. We do everything from hardware, and we have software solutions. We offer training, support, repair, machine control, field supplies. All of our store locations are really supposed to be back doors to our customers, giving you a place that you can go to for any vertical or horizontal construction solutions that you guys need. We also offer tech support and consulting, so anything you need, feel free to reach out to us, and we're super happy to be here today talking again about BIM Collaborate Pro in Civil 3D. This is kind of a high-level map of our brick and mortar locations across the US. TSS specifically is based in the US territories, but Topcon overall is an international organization. We have been an Autodesk and Bluebeam partner and service provider for over 30 years, and we've been the recipient of multiple rewards providing enhanced resources and business outcomes for our customers. Something I like to emphasize on this slide, though, is just because a TSS store may not be in the state or location of your current job or project or your specific company, we do offer solutions and work with customers all across the US. So if you need anything, but we don't have a store directly in your location, please still reach out to us because we can still provide and help you, even if you're not located in one of the states that we have a store currently located. Getting into today's presentation. So this slide is a very powerful slide, and for people that have never been or seen the Autodesk Construction Cloud before, this is a very important high-level overview of everything that the ACC is. The Autodesk Construction Cloud, what it is it's a cloud-based document management software that Autodesk has put out. What the ACC really is trying to do is it's trying to minimize all of your data silos that you have across your project. So as we take a look into the ACC, the way this is set up is the ACC, I don't want you to think of it as like a single license, oh, I have to go get the ACC product, because that's not how the ACC is set up. The Autodesk Construction Cloud is really supposed to be a centralized platform for all of your project data. And what Autodesk has done is it began by having modules that you can specifically unlock based on where you're currently working and operating inside of the construction industry. So this high-level overview slide, you have your design software over here in something called the AEC collection, your Architectural Engineering and Construction collection, that many users are typically used to seeing because this is how most people get their design software. What Autodesk did a couple of years ago is they actually added the Autodesk Docs license module into the AEC collection. So what I really want to emphasize here is that if you are working with an AEC collection in Civil 3D right now, and you have not worked or collaborated or access to your Autodesk Construction Cloud environment yet, you have access to that today if you have an AEC collection. What we're specifically going to be talking about today is BIM Collaborate Pro, but what I want to showcase is that Autodesk Docs at its core is your basic document management platform, giving you the ability to implement and access files. This document management portal is taking place of a lot of people's cloud-based servers or internal servers where you may host collaborative projects currently. So the ACC as a whole is really a cloud-based server, but what's really cool about this is as you're moving from design into takeoff and manufacturing, into construction management, and then even into facilities management, each licensing model within the ACC unlocks that specific module, along with a ton of additional tools and resources that help support you across the AEC industry. So what we're going to be taking a look at today specifically is Autodesk Docs and BIM Collaborate Pro. Autodesk Docs we want to emphasize because this really has a lot of tools built into it to help you coordinate no matter where you're at and wherever you're accessing your data from. So whether you're in office or if you're on site at an actual project, as long as you have a data connection, you're going to be able to access your project data. And there's a lot of unique tools that are built into Docs that I really want to emphasize today as far as what benefits they have to collaborating and working and making your drawings more efficient. BIM Collaborate Pro is more of your design side within the actual software. So what this gives you is it gives you enhanced design collaboration and coordination tools, along with direct connections into your AEC collection software, Revit, AutoCAD, Civil 3D. BIM Collaborate Pro gives you direct connections into the software, making it more efficient and enhancing your overall collaborative environment. So BIM Collaborate Pro has an actual module in the design software that it opens up and unlocks once you have a BIM Collaborate Pro license. So we're going to be taking a look at some of the benefits of Docs today, and then we're going to be taking a look at BIM Collaborate Pro and what it specifically does to your design software, enhancing your overall office and field coordination modules. So let's start off by taking a look at Autodesk Docs. Autodesk Docs, again, just to kind of emphasize, the ACC at its core, Autodesk Docs runs at the centralized location of that ACC platform. It's made to be your project's control center. It's made to keep everything in one place. That way you don't have data silos when you're running through, okay, did I save this over in my Bluebeam Cloud software? Or is this over on OneDrive or Dropbox? Or is this over on my internal server? The ACC is meant to innovate and streamline cloud-based solutions for document storage, keeping everything in one place and being your main project's control hub, giving you access to all your data. And it has open API connectors, giving you the ability to collaborate with all the different softwares within your tech suite that you're used to using. Some of the awesome benefits of the ACC, if you're not familiar with some of the other cloud-based softwares out there, a lot of the cloud-based document management platforms out there typically will charge you based on how many terabytes of storage you're using. Autodesk understands that design software can be heavy at times, whether you're working with point clouds or you're working with a ton of DWG files, or you have projects and photos coming in and out. There's a ton of information collaborating. So one of the things that they did, as soon as you have access to Autodesk Docs, which again is included in your AEC collection, you have an entire cloud-based storage environment that is fully unlimited in how much data you put in. So it's made to be your project's control center. It has unlimited storage and access capabilities. You have full security control of all your folders and all your folder structure. And again, really emphasizing you can access your data from anywhere. So as we begin looking at the Civil 3D workflows and going into like DWGs and PDFs and all this different data that's transpiring on a job, the Autodesk Construction Cloud is giving you the ability to access your data either through locally on your machine through Windows and File Explorer, how you're used to accessing it right now through the desktop connector, or accessing it out in the field through the Autodesk mobile app. And this is available for Android or iOS, so you don't have any issues with collaborating to your iPads or someone's mobile device. And again, the overall goal of this is to really enhance collaboration and work together more efficiently, giving you access whether you're on site or in office, giving you access to your data, boosting efficiency and boosting collaboration on a job as things come through and data transpires. So some of the benefits of the document management platform, again, just to emphasize. So this is Windows File Explorer. This is the ACC web app. And then you also see the same interface in the mobile app. So as you're navigating your job and you're navigating your folder structure, one of the nice things is if you're familiar with a lot of cloud-based atmospheres, not a lot of cloud softwares actually have a file locking system in there. So one of the important things of a cloud-based software with a file locking system is if I get into a DWG file because I'm editing a job and working on my Civil 3D file, and Mike wants to get into that same project, you want to have that project trigger, hey, Jordan's already in this, make sure that you have him get out before you get in. Because anyone that's used a cloud-based software before understands that, hey, we end up getting conflicted copies where we have two people working on a job and, they're overwriting each other's data. Like there's a ton of issues going on. What's going on? So what the Autodesk Desktop Connector allows you to do is it actually allows you to lock the file whenever you get in it. So whether you're in a DWG or you open a PDF, if you're working on that locally on your computer, it's going to ping the server. It's going to let you know in the ACC who's actually in that file, and then you can reach out to them if you need. And again, there's unlimited storage, full security access, which we'll look at, access from anywhere, file locking for local users. There's a full backup history that we're going to take a look at as well, and easy restoration features if any data is ever deleted. So complete version control. So this is really taking a file, and every single time you press save on your DWG file, not a lot of users have access to this internally, and everyone's like, oh, it'd be nice if we could just go back like one day or 1 hour, or oh, I accidentally deleted something and saved my file. Like, can I go back and get this back? What you have the ability to do here is you have complete version control. Every single time you save a DWG, it's going to log who saved it, who made an update, and what that update was. You can actually download each of these versions separately as a separate DWG if you need to, and you can restore very easily a file that's been deleted. So if someone comes in here or something happens locally where someone deletes a folder by accident, you can come in here and easily restore all of your data. So quick error recovery, never have to worry about losing anything. All of this is 100% backed up and integrated into the Autodesk Construction Cloud. So talking about a little bit more boring stuff before we get into some of the fun stuff, you do have full security permissions. So in each of your folders within the ACC, your folders are organized by permission settings. So if any admins want to invite external stakeholders or collaborators into your project, it's not an all or nothing approach. It's not you invite them to your project and they get all of your project data. You can invite them into your project and you can organize little security profiles for them where they can be organized by company or organization, a specific role profile, which is basically a security clearance, and then access level or assigned products. And what this allows you to do is you can give users basically only view access, view download access, view download edit access, and you can control all of these at various levels within the ACC. What's really cool also, though, is you have an assigned products data location. And what this allows you to do is you can invite a user, you can assign them a company, assign them a role profile, and then you can assign specific modules that they have access to, but you can also assign products they have access to. So if they don't have an ACC collection license, an AEC or an Autodesk Docs license to get into the Autodesk Construction Cloud. I know a lot of AECs, a lot of ACCs running around. But if they don't have access to the Autodesk Construction Cloud, but you want to set up like a project meeting with an owner or stakeholder, you can temporarily assign a product license that you have available internally to your company to that outside stakeholder, invite them into your project with specific security clearances, and then they can actually navigate and view your data and information that you want to share with them while you're having a meeting in real time, or vice versa. You can have them upload data or upload information to your project if that's what you want. But each of these can be utilized with specific security clearances, and specific information can be contributed and sent out to stakeholders directly from the ACC. Now, this is one of the benefits of this, and this is why I kind of emphasize security clearances, inviting outside stakeholders into the ACC and getting everything set up on Autodesk Docs. Autodesk Docs, whether you're on a mobile device or in the ACC web app, you have an integrated viewer for all the design software within Autodesk's realm. And what this allows you to do is whether you're taking a look at PDFs or sheet sets while you're out in the field and you're doing markups and you're collaborating, or what's really cool, which we're going to take a look at here in a few minutes, you actually can open full Civil 3D files or Revit files. These are full DWG files or RVT files directly from the ACC without actually needing an additional license. So rather than needing a Revit license, an AutoCAD or Civil 3D license, you can invite stakeholders in, or you can invite your QA/QCers into your project. And without needing to go out and purchase a full license for any of this, you have the ability to open and see what work is being done in a Civil 3D file or in a Revit file. And there's actually tools we're going to talk about here in a minute that actually allow you to mark up and collaborate with those DWG and RVT files. So you don't need an additional license. You're actually able to open this up in a viewer and you're able to see the work that's actually being done in the CAD file. So this is a really cool new collaborative environment that only exists inside the ACC. In addition, this does support your traditional Microsoft softwares. So whether you're working with Word, Excel, or PowerPoint, you're actually able to have multiple people in the file at the same time, collaborating seamlessly. So if you're one of those people that have a lot of people in there, like building a schedule out or editing a spec book, you're going to be able to support that and have that in the ACC. And then in addition, again, this supports most design software applications that you have. So when you're working with DWG files, when you're working with RVT files, you have a viewer for that, but also recap files and other collaborative files that you typically open up and are very heavy programs. You're going to have access to click on that RCP file, which is a recap file in a point cloud. This is actually an entire point cloud city block that you're able to open up in seconds within the ACC. So I mentioned a few minutes ago, you have markup tool capabilities. So this takes place of some of your online applications for standard markups or field coordination. You actually have the ability to come in here and you have all your standard traditional markups that you're used to using. So whether it's a freehand pen markup or a specific tool or shape, you have the ability to go through and actually collaborate. And if you haven't noticed, this is actually a DWG file. This is the Civil 3D file that I'm collaborating with, and I'm going through taking live measurements in the field. And I'm actually able to come in here and just put something called an issues node, which we'll talk about, and actually assign issues and assign coordination nodes over to specific users to make changes or coordinate information while I'm out on site. So you have intuitive markups, precise measuring features, easy calibration. So as long as you know the scale of this job, or I'll show you here in a few minutes, you can actually take the actual layouts from that DWG file of the sheet set that you're used to seeing. And as people are working and updating it and collaborating with it, you're able to see that in the field within seconds. You just resync your data, everything's there, the updates are there, so you don't have to go back to the office, get a whole new file, and then go back on site. You're getting those updates in real time. You also have freehand markup capabilities, and again, accessing it from anywhere. So connected collaboration. This is one of the modules that I absolutely love, and this is something that is specific to the ACC. These are called issues nodes, and what I like to refer to these as are coordination nodes or data nodes. Because what this allows you to do is it allows you to be on site and easily with a push of a button on your phone. You don't even need a big iPad or a big screen to see all of this information. You're able to basically walk a site, you're able to track yourself on site, and you're able to coordinate different nodes, take photos, assign tasks, and enhance real-time collaboration on your projects. So all of these can be categorized, filters, assigned to specific users. You can see here as you place a node here, there's basically data blocks that you just fill out. And at the bottom here, which I'll show you in the ACC, you actually have the ability to assign photos and take photos in real time while you're working in the ACC. And again, this is from anywhere and it's very intuitive and easy to use. And then you have open API integrations into Docs as well, giving you the ability to take all of your projects and all of your tech suite that you're used to using and integrate it pretty seamlessly into the ACC Docs environment. So no matter what you're using or what you're used to using, this is only a handful of them. There's a full link path here under Workflows Construction Software Integrations, and this gives you a full list of everything that connects to the ACC. Pretty much anything with an open API integration connects and gives you the ability to sync data back and forth, giving you one centralized location for all of your project data. Now, what I really want to emphasize here is this is Docs. We're wrapping up Docs here and showing all of your access and data. If you have an AAC collection today, you have access to all of this in its entirety. So you have a file, you have organizations for both your file and folder structure. that you can keep across your project's entire life cycle. You can access that data from anywhere. It's more than just a document management portal for Autodesk Docs. This is giving you tools and collaboration features at its base level when you're getting into the Autodesk Construction Cloud. So at its base level of the Autodesk Construction Cloud, you're getting a ton of tools that helps you through your QA/QC processes and your workflow processes as you're going throughout the construction process. You have file locking systems, issues coordination nodes. You have a huge previewer inside of the ACC giving you the ability to access your files and data. And then whether you're local or remote, you have access from anywhere. Open API integrations. And again, all of this is available if you have an AEC collection here today. Now, that's not even what we came here to talk about. That's just some of the benefits of the ACC in your base module. The BIM Collaborate Pro module gives you additional design efficiencies within Civil 3D. And that's what we're going to talk about here next. So at its core, BIM Collaborate Pro is an integration between the ACC and your design software. It also gives you additional tools for design coordination and collaboration throughout your project. So in addition to everything that comes with Docs, when you purchase BIM Collaborate Pro, you get Docs and BIM Collaborate Pro. You get all of that information and all of that access. So if someone has a BIM Collaborate Pro module and they have the AAC collection, they have everything. If they buy just a BIM Collaborate Pro module, they have Docs and BIM Collaborate Pro and access to all these features inside the AAC. So the ACC and design integrations, this really enhances design collaboration, allowing you to seamlessly collaborate on drawings and jobs in real time. So some of the things I talked about a few minutes ago was when someone's out on site making markups or coordinating things back and forth with the office, the field guy does not have to go all the way back to the office to get a new drawing to then go back out in the field. This design collaboration allows you to seamlessly connect your data in real time to the ACC. So inside of Civil 3D, as people are saving and working and making updates from that coordination that the field team's sending back that same day, they can be working on that. Your design team can be working on that in Civil 3D. And every single time they press save, the ACC is getting an updated file, and that ACC file is then being spit out over to the field guy's mobile device or whatever their device they're using on site. So whether it's a laptop, a phone, or an iPad, they can easily and seamlessly get that information in real time. You have live editing and QA/QC, so simultaneously while they're working, someone can be reviewing and editing the files and assigning new nodes as well. You have enhanced coordination, so whether it's improving coordination by tracking all the issues and coordination nodes that are happening on site, you have seamless coordination between all project stakeholders that are in the ACC environment. And this is kind of a high-level overview of the process and how it actually works. So there's something that connects locally to your machine. So this is more for the tech guys that are using the Civil 3D design software every single day. You have the Civil 3D design software saved to your local machine. And then on your local machine, there's something called the desktop connector. The desktop connector is what is going to coordinate between Civil 3D and the ACC, giving you the ability to streamline and sync all of your data locally, but also seamlessly push it up to the ACC on the back end of the interface. So the desktop connector allows you to access all of your files locally. The ACC is where you set up your project environment and where you can access all of your data. And as this is syncing here, anyone that's out of the office or working from anywhere is going to get the ACC data in real time. And then Civil 3D is local to your machine, just as you're traditionally used to using it. And as you're working, all of the data or any updates coming from the ACC are going to seamlessly sync down to your local machine as well. Now, BIM Collaborate Pro comes with a couple of additional modules as well. There is a design collaboration module, and what this allows you to do is allows you to streamline coordination throughout your project's lifecycle. What this means is it enhances communication and coordination between all project stakeholders, and you're able to package and share drawings with a push of a button. Now, not a lot of people that haven't been in the ACC are going to know what that means. When you're packaging and sharing your drawings out of a push of a button, what this actually allows you to do is you can see all of your project stakeholders set up inside the ACC. And again, this doesn't have to be set up for every single person working in the ACC. It can be set up just for the Civil 3D team. What this allows you to do is during the project's typical design lifecycle, you have coordination meetings. Hey, every other week, we're going to send everyone our latest models and our latest CAD files and our latest DWGs. Any updated design software that gets shared out on a continuous basis throughout a project lifecycle, think about how much work is actually taking place throughout an entire project lifecycle. So for Civil, you're taking your Civil 3D design file, you're packaging everything together, you're e-transmitting, grabbing all your information. Someone's physically grabbing all of that. Someone's then setting up a file transfer where they're uploading the file to a site or uploading the file somewhere. They're then sending a link over or sending an email out, typing an email up. All of that takes, maybe 10 to 15 minutes if they're really good at it. But then, who's receiving that file? Well, now the architect or the different collaborators on a project are receiving that updated Civil 3D file. They're taking that and then they're updating their backgrounds, they're overwriting, they're saving different locations. What design collaboration allows us to do is with the push of a single button, that whole process of your team internally spending time taking the file, preparing it, and updating it, and then sending it out via email and sending it all to all the stakeholders and making sure all the stakeholders receive it. With the push of a button, all of that is taken care of for you. Now, on the receiving end, what's really cool about this is, let's say we're working with this entire project team and you need to make sure it sends the architect, structural, electrical, plumbing, fire, mechanical, etc. Your civil file with a push of a button is sent out to all these different stakeholders. All those stakeholders can have it set up to receive it in the folder where they want your drawings to actually exist. And what I mean by that is if they're linking your file in to collaborate with the civil file, they can have it set up so every single time that you push an update, it's updating their backgrounds automatically. So it's saving you time as a collaborator sending out information, but it's also saving time whenever you receive information, getting it in the right place, getting it in the right folder structure, updating backgrounds. All of that with a push of a button is seamlessly communicated and integrated into your design process. So in total, you're taking maybe once a week, it's a 30-minute process for each side. So maybe that's an hour, but do that across an entire project design. You're doing that easily, 5 to 10 times. That's easily saving you 5 to 10 hours across your entire project rather than having to do a repetitive task. And setting this up across all of your projects, then it streamlines it even more. So you can share your common folder or you can bridge to another ACC project. So as more and more collaborators get into the ACC environment, there is collaboration from the Autodesk side as well, making it easier to collaborate with other companies and other users that are in the ACC. So Bridge allows you to connect different sites together, allows you to work on your company hub while another company is working in the ACC and seamlessly push and pull data back and forth. And there's a whole visual review process as well, making it easy to collaborate with one another in the ACC. And then lastly, you actually have model coordination inside the ACC. So this is a really cool site from Autodesk. And what this allows you to do is if you're working in Civil 3D and your collaborators are working with, Revit models or, a 3D CAD file, what this actually allows you to do is it allows you to set up your site and collaborate with the actual information that's being pulled into your project. So as you're working with the architect or you're working with owners, you're actually able to collaborate all of this information seamlessly and showcase it in a really nice previewer that's embedded inside the ACC. If you needed to, you can also locate and do clash detection and locate different coordination aspects within your site. So if you have a whole pipe network within Civil 3D, you can actually collaborate, clash that against the actual building locations, the tie-in locations, and you can make that seamlessly integrate with one another, before construction even starts. Okay, so going into the live demonstration, there's a couple things I want to show you before we jump into Civil 3D, and that's pulling up the actual ACC site here. So inside of the ACC, what this allows us to do is it allows us to seamlessly navigate all of our projects within this environment. So this is the ACC homepage, and you can see a couple of things here. You have an account admin portal, you have executive insights, but what's really cool over here in the upper right is a lot of people are familiar with PlanGrid, some people are familiar with Building Connected, TradeTap, Pipe, AutoSpec. All of these Autodesk products, what Autodesk is doing is they're tying this into the ACC environment to seamlessly integrate all of your project data in one place. Again, this is made to be your centralized project hub and project environment. But what's really cool is as we come into one of our projects here, and by the way, there's a little My Home dashboard here as well. So if you're a project manager or if you're an executive within an organization, you can come in here and you can see in my Autodesk Construction Cloud and my little homepage here, My Home actually tracks a whole bunch of different dashboards that I can customize and collaborate with in real time. So those issues nodes I was telling you about, or the meeting nodes, what this allows you to do is it allows you to see high-level overviews of all the projects you have going on seamlessly, address any issues or coordination items that you need seamlessly as well. And then these are extremely customizable also. So there's a card library that gives you access to all your different integrations that I was telling you about before, but you can seamlessly place cards in this My Home tab, giving you a little executive dashboard for all of your projects. And you can whittle this down to whatever you need or whatever is important to you as you're tracking this across your organization. What's cool as well is all your projects have direct tie-ins to actual locations across the globe. So as you go in here and as you zoom in and out on this actual map, you can see how projects are doing in real time. You can see the project it is, and then you can actually go to and navigate from this little map icon your different docs modules and anything within the ACC. So this gives you kind of a cool overview map of all of your projects and where they're located and what's actually happening on those. Now, in addition here, what I can do is I can go over to my projects tab and I can click inside one of my projects. Now, we just have a little sandbox webinar here for today. And what's really cool about this is on the My Home tab, let me go back just one moment here. But on the My Home tab, you can actually just create a project here seamlessly. And when you create a project and you first start up your project, the only thing actually required is a project name and what account it's under. So as I come in here and as I choose Topcon and then I enter a project name, webinar sample, I can come in here, I can enter my project number. I can also put my project number up here and I would just copy that down here as well. So putting the project number in the project name will display it so that the project number actually shows in the name because the name shows first over the number. I know a lot of people in the industry like the number before the name. So putting in the project name, no harm, no foul there. And then you have just an additional search inquiry here under the project number. Well, what this allows you to do is it allows you not only to track the projects you have going on within your company, but you can also track what type of building they are or what type of project it is. And these are customizable as well. So as you're going through and tracking them, there's a ton of project options here, whether it's healthcare, other test projects, sample projects, residential projects, hotels, libraries, commercial. Autodesk really standardized this to incorporate a whole bunch of different projects that are going on in the AEC industry. So I'm going to go ahead and just set this up as a test project here, or I'll put it here as a sandbox. And then what you can do is you can also templatize your project standards. So what this allows you to do is, most companies have it currently wherever you're storing projects. You have some sort of project template that you grab, you copy, bring over, but then you have to wait for the data to sync, and then you're sharing it with a bunch of collaborators. What's really cool about this is you can templatize all of your different templates, and I can go ahead and click on the template I want to use, and I can go ahead and click Create Project, and it's going to create the project with that folder structure and with that template. What's cool about this also is not only can you grab a template to grab the folder structure, but you can pre-upload files in here. You can upload members with certain statuses. So if there's people that are on every single one of your projects, you can easily set that up. You can set up teams within here. So you can go, okay, this PM has this team they traditionally work with. You can set it up, you can standardize it. You can just grab their template and boom, as soon as that project's set up, everyone's added, everyone has the right permissions, and all the statuses are updated as well within the project. And then you can also set up a project location. Now, as I type in a project location here, this is based on Google Map locations, and this does grab actual sites and actual addresses as you're going through here. In addition, you do have an enter manually. So if the site is not developed yet and you need to enter a specific address, you can. Entering specific addresses, if it's not 100% a complete address, may not show up on map view is the only thing. But anything Google Earth will show up on that map I showed you here in the home screen. So you can go ahead and create project. It will take some time to create the project. When I say take some time, it could be a few minutes here. It's going to go through, it's going to give you access to the user. It's going to grab the folder structure that you're used to seeing. You can just turn on docs modules here. And this is where I can assign things like company roles. So I can type in Topcon here. I can add a role. So whether I'm an analyst, an architect, a BIM manager, a project manager, I can go through here. I'm just going to call myself, maybe document manager as I go through. And then I can really take the time to set this up, showcase everything, and then I just have a little picker here in my upper left. And if I do a quick refresh, within a few minutes, it should have that docs module. And then that docs module already has, so it's currently setting it up from the template. And you can see here, it's copying some files over, it's setting everything up. So it'll take a couple minutes here to process everything, but within a push of a button, you have an entire project folder set up with all of your files and all of your setup that you're traditionally used to seeing within a project. Now, there's a lot of other tools as well. So I'm going to go into this webinar sandbox that we already have set up here. And what I want to show you here is in the DWG, as I come in here and take a look at some of my data, I can actually come in here and take a look at drawings, and there's a sample drawing here, and let me go down a little bit. Here's some project references. But what I can actually do here is I can go in and I can click inside of DWG, and you're actually locating and looking at the DWG file. And then as we're taking a look at the DWG file, we have a bunch of markup tools here on the right. We have that issues node I was talking about. We have the actual measurement tools with calibration feature in here. And then we have actual 2D and 3D PDF views available to us. So we have the 2D based on the layout, but we have an actual 3D view that we can navigate, look at, and analyze in real time, whether we're in the field or in the office. So we're going to come back to this towards the end of the presentation, but what I want to do is I want to go ahead and pause sharing my screen, and I want to turn it over to Mike, because after you get your project set up in the ACC, there's a lot of cool setups that you can do inside of the Civil 3D to make it seamless and easy to collaborate with your other stakeholders on your project, so your other designers and your other design teams. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to Mike, and he's going to give you an overview of the Civil 3D workflows, but in addition, he's going to give you an overview of the desktop connector and how you can access your files locally. All right, we can see your screen, Mike. There you go.
All right. Thank you, Jordan. So what we see here is the job that we have set up, and access has been given to me, but anyone in your organization that you give access to can start interacting with this project. And the first thing we need to do is, if you don't have the desktop connector, we need to download it. Once we download it, we go down to the desktop connector, which is located down here, and we need to open this up. This is the desktop connector, and we need to pick on this gear over on the right here, and we need to select our projects. So this is going to be a list of all the projects that I have access to, and I'll just pick this one right here, and you have to check off the box for the project that you have access to. So I already have this project already loaded, so I'm just going to hit cancel. All right. And after doing that, if we go over to Windows File Explorer, we'll see Autodesk Docs. And if I click on Autodesk Docs, you'll see whatever organization you have access to. And if I click on the organization, you'll see that the project has been loaded, and I can go through here, and anything that is in that ACC project I have access to. So I'll go to this drawing, and I'll open the sample drawing. And this is just a sample drawing of a civil job. I put everything in one file just for this demonstration. But if you had separate files with alignments and surfaces, we're going to create data shortcuts. So to do that, everything the same traditional workflow, but like Jordan said, we're working on a cloud server instead of a internal server, and this is for enhancing collaboration with project partners. So you'll see that here, it lets me know that I am in the ACC. I get this little cloud icon here. And to set up our data shortcuts, we'll just traditional workflow, we'll set the working folder here. All right. Then we'll set our new data shortcuts folder. And now we see the cloud has come up here, and this is where our data shortcuts folder is. All right. And now we'll create our data shortcuts. Like I said, everything is in one drawing just for simplicity here. So I'll go through and check off anything I want data shortcutted. So now my my file has been data shortcutted for other coworkers or others to collaborate with. If I go into drawing one here, just to show you right now, you see that it's just a regular drawing here. All we have to do is go to File and Save, and now we can go to that project here. So we'll go to our Autodesk Docs on our Windows Explorer here. I'll navigate to that project. I'll just name this test. And you see we have saved this drawing into the ACC in that project, and we know that because of the cloud here. And now we can go and add surfaces, data shortcut them in. There's our roadway. Now, going forward, anytime we want to go into drawings in that project, all we have to do is we can just navigate. We can do a traditional file open. We can go over to our Autodesk Docs, find our projects, whatever we're in. Now I can just open a drawing. And I see here I am on that cloud webinar sandbox project. That's pretty much it. It's same workflow, but just a different space.
Do you mind going to your start menu, Mike?
Oh yeah. When I go to start to, you'll notice the file type. I can go to Autodesk Docs here, and you can see the two drawings, like Jordan was saying before, are locked by me and my versioning. So how many times I've been in here? This is the third version, first version. And you can also navigate from the start menu here to your different projects. So if you had a different project you wanted to navigate to, or the same one, you can just simply go find any of your jobs that you have in your folder.
Do you mind clicking on that webinar sandbox again? And then you do have an ability to, if you're a stakeholder or a collaborator on other people in other people's files, you do have the ability to change accounts. So this is not just limited to the company that you're working with. If you're collaborating with other outside stakeholders and you're opening and collaborating in those documents, you do have the ability to change accounts. And as long as they know you're a collaborator, obviously, you do have the ability to access and open their files from this. So this Autodesk Docs, though, you probably do not see currently on your Civil 3D file. That Autodesk Docs portion is unlocked as that direct connection access point between the ACC and the Civil 3D software from that BIM Collaborate Cloud license. The desktop connector as well is a additional download. So the desktop connector is its own individual software. You can get that just the same place you download your Civil 3D products. So where you get Civil 3D under products and manage in the manage portal, there's a little desktop connector location as well. And there's a product download for that desktop connector. So again, BIM Collaborate Pro is your direct connection interface between Civil 3D and the ACC. Autodesk Docs is your base core cloud management platform, and that takes place of your internal server, your other cloud devices, and it's a centralized hub for all of your project data. And that is accessible right now through the AEC collection if you have a collection. All right, so just to kind of recap, so BIM Collaborate Pro gives you access to enhanced efficiency processes. The Autodesk Docs module and the BIM Collaborate Pro module are really emphasizing coordination across all of your projects and all of your field and office stakeholders, giving you access to collaborate with owners, operators, and designers in real time across the entire project workflow. In addition, though, as we go through here, I do just want to thank everyone for their time today. And if you have any questions, please reach out to marketing@topconsolutions.com. We have a support number on the screen as well. You can check us out for topconsolutions.com, and we have a training calendar and a ton of resources there for all the products and services that we offer. We do just want to open up the floor now to any questions you may have. So if you haven't already, please just go ahead and shoot those over in chat, and we'll jump in and answer those now. Mike, one question here in chat is asking about data shortcuts and whether those can be on the internal server and then brought over to the ACC.
It's best to keep all of your data in the ACC collection and starting it from the ACC, but I think it could be brought over. It's just you run into some hiccups with pathing. Relative path should be the set path if you're XREFing or anything like that.
Right. So Autodesk recommends then all of your data shortcuts on a project to be in one centralized location. So if you're working off your internal server, they stay on your internal server. There's migration ways to get them onto the ACC as you're getting up to speed on collaborating in the ACC environment. But from that point on, they should stay in the ACC and be centralized to that location. Okay, I think that's it for us. Thank you all for attending today's presentation. If you do have any further questions, please reach out to marketing@topconsolutions.com. We look forward to seeing you all soon, and please sign up for any future webinars we may have. Thank you all for attending today's presentation, and have an excellent day.